All right, let's do a little bit of role playing for this one. Imagine I approach you and I say, hey, can you build me a horse, a real life living horse that I can take this beautiful mountainside trail that's right next to me because my friends are coming down in the next couple of days and I really, really want to join them in their ride. And of course, you as somebody that has tools to build a living horse somehow say, sure, I got you. I'm going to build you a horse. Fast forward 2 weeks from now, and you come back with a spaceship. The spaceship has lasers. It's got room for 20 people. It's got 17 bathrooms and 4 kitchens and I don't know, a million closets, okay? And you come back really excited and you say, oh my God, check this out. Instead of a horse that's you only going to be able to use on this trail, I built you a spaceship. It holds 20 people. Look at all these features. It has all these lasers and all these rooms and there's all these TVs and you get 7 robotic butlers inside of the spaceship. And then I come back and I say, okay, thank you very much for building that. Very, very cool spaceship. But will that fit down the trail that I'm going to be riding down at? And of course, you're going to look and say, probably not. This thing's pretty massive. All right, now the other thing is that I needed this 12 days ago and you showed up 2 weeks late with this amazing spaceship, but it doesn't fit my needs. This is a story that I use many times with the teams that I've led in my career that helps people understand what they really should be focusing on. And so the idea here is that when you're building something, especially if you're building something from scratch or something that's new or something that's very, very critical and needs to be done right away, you should never, ever, 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 ever waste your time making the thing pretty or making the thing way bigger or way more useful than it needs to be. And what I found is that this advice really resonates with people in the field of analytics, in the fields of engineering, or really anywhere where people are building things from scratch that are going to be used by a team to make decisions or to make something happen. The advice I always give is that to start, especially to start, focus specifically on what is needed at that time and no more. The speed of getting these things turned around and given to somebody is way more important than how it looks. I will promise you that every single team that will use your tools will always measure you way more based on the value or the thing's usability versus how it looks. And I've seen this so many times in my career where people, analysts, engineers, people building something from scratch, they will spend so much time with colors, borders, objects, different pictures they can add to the thing or different formats that they can use in a spreadsheet or whatever they're building or building something from scratch, focusing on the paint, focusing on the kind of gloss they want to put on it. None of that stuff's useful, especially if you're starting from scratch. And so my advice has always been, don't build a spaceship when all you need is a horse. The horse will always get you where you need to be. Maybe not as fast, maybe not as with as much luxury or with as much pizzazz or whatever. But when you're trying to get stuff done, you don't need pretty. You just need something that works. And so next time you're working on something, anything, always ask yourself, is the tasks that I'm working on or the motions that I'm doing or the time spent thinking, is this really going to get me to the end result of what I'm trying to achieve? Or is this just a superficial thing that I'm adding on top of the thing I'm building that's going to prove zero value to the end customer or consumer or to yourself, whoever you're building this for? I'll end this video by telling you a very specific story that I saw at Tesla that painted this picture perfectly. At the location that we worked at, it was a warehouse where we distributed parts to the different service centers or body shops in the United States. And we had a janitor that was working there. His name was Mike. That his job was to just collect trash. And it was just to put away trash in the building and to collect cardboard and all these different things and making sure that the housekeeping is done at the building. But the thing with Mike is that he was also very talented with his hands. He knew how to use power tools. He knew how to cut wood and do all these different things, right? He was just very good with his hands. And one of the things that Mike observed is that, hey, I think I can make the storage of certain boxes much easier for you if I build this thing from scratch. If I take some 2x4s that are wasted from the different products that are being sent to us and pallet parts or whatever, and I can run to Home Depot real quick and I can build this contraption that's going to help us store specific type of boxes much closer to the place where people are doing work. And in 1 day's time, Mike was able to build something that made our outbound process 20% faster in 1 day by using scrap wood. How crazy is that? And the way Mike thought about this was, okay, forget how it looks, forget what it does. I'm just going to get something together that's going to help us achieve the issue of us having to walk to a bunch of different places to get these boxes to a specific storage location that's custom built for the size of box that it's for. And from that point forward, we built so many cool things for the warehouse that were incredibly useful, but they were god ugly. They were so ugly, but they worked. And that is all that matters. If it works, especially at the beginning, just get after it, make it happen. And then over time, once you've proved that the thing works, if you want to spend some time in making it pretty so that more people can see it and it just makes you happier to look at it, by all means, do that. But to start, especially to start, focus on building the horse. Don't waste your time with the spaceship. Start with the horse, get where you need to go. And then over time, if you want to make that horse shoot lasers, add some lasers. Don't build a spaceship if all you need is a horse. Thank you for watching.